Seeing all the news about the start of World War III got everyone stressed, and we all know who to blame for that. I feel bad though, because the current president is actually trying to do good things and he's getting so much hate for that. Deserved hate. As a completely unqualified expert like everyone else on the internet, I think that the reason for all the hate is that some leaders try too hard to play the hero role. And with the Jeffrey Epstein files being leaked, Trump has to put in even more effort to distract people from the fact that he was mentioned there more than 1,000 times. My man will start a war with every country just to avoid the elephant in the room. I don't live in America and I'm watching all of this shit like a reality show or something. The only problem that I have with this guy is that my stock portfolio has dropped from $1,000 to $950, which is not cool. Speaking of stocks, it's crazy how a single post can move markets and public opinion within minutes, whether that's intentional or not. It's also funny that all the major decisions are made when market is closed. While you're losing your pennies just like me, people in power are buying their third island. News is only for people to get hooked and stressed. Oh no, Trump said that Zelensky is a poo-poo head. Is he demanding Ukraine all the diamonds and gold on their land? You have no idea how much fun I have when I scroll on X. For me, it's like this. We are giving Iran 48 hours to give up, or we will be escalating. Never mind, we are giving them another 24 hours for a response. Iran has agreed for a ceasefire, and Iran is like, no we didn't. Famous quotes from US presidents. Do what you can, with what you have, where you are. Theodore Roosevelt, 1913. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Franklin D. Roosevelt, 1933. Mankind must put an end to war, or war will put an end to mankind. John F. Kennedy, 1961. Open the fucking strait, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise to Allah. Donald J. Trump, 2026. I imagine the way Donald Trump is writing these posts fucking stressing and hoping that Iran will somehow open for some negotiation. But putting all of this aside, there has to be something positive, right? Yes, unemployment rate, I'm kidding. Nobody gives a fuck about unemployment dropping from 3.8 to 3.7 or this kind of bullshit. Hunter Hess, who took part at the 2026 Winter Olympics under the United States of America flag, publicly criticized the actions taken by his country and said he doesn't represent everything that's going on in the US. For that, President called him a real loser. That's, ladies and gentlemen, what I call freedom. Can you imagine something like this happening in any other country? This guy would have been executed twice if he said something like this, for example in Russia. The biggest improvement is that people finally regained their free speech. Just a couple of years ago, America used to feel like that one sweetheart teacher who wouldn't let you say anything offensive and would never let you talk bad about your classmates. Now, it feels like that teacher left the classroom. You had to be careful with every word you said, not to offend some kind of minority. Remember how the world was trying to convince you that being fat is okay and you don't have to change anything about yourself? Well, it's not the same anymore. People finally started to prioritize their health and improve themselves. If you decided to start running every morning in 2022, you would be called fatphobic, racist, and a threat to society. Now, people just don't give a fuck. You're fat, go lose some weight. Are you depressed? Don't be a bitch and change the way you live. You might be wondering, why a person like me, who has never been to the US, care? And I will respond, because what gets popular in the US gets popular in the whole world. I literally have random kids screaming 6-7 in a country with a population less than 4 million. Apparently, the rest of the world rarely comes up with something interesting. But everything comes with a price. Having bigger balls is not necessarily an advantage when you can't think strategically. America really threatened China with tariffs. Like, really bro? We should at least be grateful for the efficiency of Chinese labor. You can buy an entire Temu warehouse for under $30, come on. And every time these kinds of decisions happen, it shifts how other countries view US stability. Starting with tariffing every other country who has some kind of beef with them, and now calling out Europe for being pussies and not fighting for a Strait of Hormuz, which in the first place was closed because of the US. It's understandable that nobody wants another country with an atomic bomb, but the way US initiated this operation is kind of messy and not thoroughly planned. After successfully capturing Maduro, they felt so hyped that I'm honestly shocked they haven't attacked Greenland. And of course we can't forget ICE. I think that's where all the hate towards the government started in the first place. Millions of illegal immigrants were deported, many people hurt and scared. I was so fucking cringing when I saw all of these celebrities crying on camera and saying that no one is illegal on a stolen land. Like, bro, shut the fuck up. You have no idea how normal people live. I am sorry for talented Mexican brothers who put their work in building better communities, but that's just a minority. These guys don't even think about the fact that with less illegal immigrants you will have less crime, more work, less pressure on public services, and less wage competition. Rich people don't give a shit about all of this. For some reason, they all try to play angels and close their eyes when there are real long-term problems. Millions of these immigrants can't even speak English. They don't want to learn and they are asking for free healthcare. Yeah, good luck, bro. The idea of sending illegal immigrants home was actually decent. I wish Europe did this too. Like, look, this is London 100 years ago, and this is London now. The US tried to avoid this, and as I mentioned with Iran, ICE operation was not thoroughly planned. Many Americans were caught for no reason, some were accidentally shot and beat up. They came with understandable backlash from everyone. I know, hate is understandable, but what did you expect? The psychology of this man is nearly impossible to make sense of. He thinks he's in the reincarnation of Jesus, and everyone should be grateful for his service, no matter if you live in America or some small village in Italy. And at the same time, this old man manipulates markets however he pleases. Who knows how much money he made just in the past year. I also love imagining Trump supporters who nervously sit in their homes hoping that he won't do something more insane, like sharing his nudes or selling the White House. Let's just be grateful that Kamala Harris did not win. I would hate seeing more barking overweight females on the streets. A lot of people point out inconsistencies in Trump's behavior. But let's be clear, no matter what he does, it's to make him feel good about himself. He needs power, but he also needs to be liked. That's why I think that him being a president will not be an end of the world, as almost everyone describes on the internet. Besides, do you think someone will let an old man make stupid decisions alone? Bro has dozens of people besides him who can manipulate his every decision however they please. There are not many countries that can handle a war. Europe is self-sabotaging itself by allowing immigration and not giving a fuck about its own people. Russia has its own problems, like terrorizing its neighboring countries and running out of people because nobody wants to stay under dictatorship where everything is banned. I'm not even sure if they have internet. And China? I don't know, they are probably busy making AI sex robots. Past year has been really interesting for America and the world overall. Nobody knows what will happen next. But let's be honest, for 99% of you watching, life hasn't changed that much. It's pointless worrying about something you have no control over. Go hug someone and take care of things you can. Adios.